is one of the most popular destinations in the world, attracting over 94 million visitors each year. Beyond the well-known attractions in Spain, there are plenty of affordable destinations that offer unforgettable travel experiences. From the medieval structures of Villafranca del Bierzo to the coastal town of Comillas, here are 50 insanely cheap destinations in Spain. 50. Aguarda. Aguarda is a coastal town in northwestern Spain where history, nature, and daily life come together. The historic center, known as Casco Bello, has narrow streets lined with traditional houses and old buildings. Here, the main square, Plaza del Reloj, is a gathering place where you can experience the town's rhythm. The harbor is the busiest part of town, with fishing boats coming and going throughout the day. Walking along the waterfront, you can see fishermen unloading their catch and preparing nets, while the fish market gives a close look at the fresh seafood that supplies the local restaurants. Monte Trega stands as the most striking natural feature of Aguarda. This mountain offers wide views of the Atlantic Ocean and the surrounding countryside. A hike to the summit leads to the ancient Celtic settlement of Castro de Santa Trega. The site includes reconstructed stone huts, giving a sense of how people once lived in the area. 49. Tafalla. Tafalla is a town located in northern Spain. Walking through Tafalla, you'll notice that it still holds on to its medieval character, especially in its old town, where narrow streets and aged buildings reflect a past that is still present. At the center of town, Plaza de Francisco de Navarra serves as a gathering place where daily life unfolds. The square is surrounded by buildings that add to the town's character, and sitting at an outdoor cafe lets you take in the rhythm of life in Tafalla. 48. Moneles. Moneles is a small medieval village in the province of Girona, Spain, that has kept its historic charm for centuries. At the center of the village is Plaza Jaume I, also called Plaza Major. This square is surrounded by stone houses that have stood for generations. Leading away from the square, Arch Street is one of the most photographed areas in Moneles. The narrow street is lined with arched doorways and historic homes, showcasing the medieval design that defines the village. At the end of Arch Street, Oli Square, once a marketplace, offers a quiet space with benches and flowers where you can take in the surroundings. Nearby, the Church of San Feliu stands as one of the oldest buildings in Moneles. Built in the 11th century, this Romanesque church has a simple yet elegant altar. Its bell tower provides wide views of the countryside, giving a clear look at the rolling hills and fields beyond the village. 47. La Isleta del Morro. La Isleta del Morro is a quiet fishing village in southern Spain with around 200 people. The village sits along the coast with the calm waters and fresh sea air, making it a relaxing place to spend time. Playa de la Isleta del Morro is the village's main beach, where you can swim in the sea or sit along the shore, taking in the surrounding views. Beyond the beach, the Cabo de Gata Níjar Natural Park surrounds the village, offering hiking trails that pass through volcanic terrain and lead to hidden coves. The hills around the village have viewpoints that offer wide views of the coastline, the sea, and the surrounding park. A short hike leads to these spots, where you can look out over the water and see how the land and sea come together, making it a good place to take in the surroundings. 46. Puente la Reina. Puente la Reina is a town in northern Spain with a long history with well-preserved landmarks. The most well-known structure is the Romanesque Bridge, which gave Puente la Reina its name. Close to the bridge, Church of Santiago el Mayor stands as another important site. Built in the 12th century, it houses a wooden sculpture of St. James, a significant figure in the pilgrimage. The Church of Crucifijo, also dating back to the 12th century, was originally built by the Knights Templar. Though simple in design, it holds historical importance in Spain. 45. Zaragoza. Zaragoza, in Spain's Aragon region, is known for its historical sites and architecture. Plaza del Pilar serves as a lively gathering spot where you can take in the surrounding architecture and daily life. One of the city's most important landmarks is the Basilica of Our Lady of the Pillar. This religious site holds a revered image of the Virgin Mary, believed to have miraculously appeared on a pillar. The basilica's design, with its striking domes and detailed interior, makes it a central place of worship and a key attraction. Not far from the basilica, the Aljaferia Palace stands as a remarkable example of Mudéjar architecture. Built in the 11th century, this UNESCO-listed site features intricate archways and elaborate decorations that reflect both Islamic and Christian influences. Zaragoza Cathedral, also known as La Seu, is another impressive structure. Its construction began in the 12th century, holding several important works of art and detailed craftsmanship that showcase the skill of artisans from different periods. If you're interested in art, the Goya Museum houses a significant collection of works by Francisco Goya, one of Spain's most well-known painters. The museum displays his paintings, drawings, and engravings, offering a deeper understanding of his artistic evolution. 44. Sepúlveda. Sepúlveda, a small town in Segovia with its well-preserved buildings and historical sites, makes it a place worth exploring. The medieval walls that once protected the town are still in good condition, providing a clear view of the surrounding area. One of the most notable landmarks is the Church of San Salvador, an 11th century Romanesque structure. It stands as one of the oldest churches in the province. Another significant site is the sanctuary of Nuestra Señora de la Peña, which stands on a hill overlooking the Duratón River. It has long been a place of devotion and continues to draw people for both its spiritual significance and beauty. The Fueros Museum, located in the Church of Santos Justo y Pastor, provides more insight into Sepúlveda's past. It holds a collection of artifacts and historical documents that give a deeper understanding of how Sepúlveda evolved over the centuries and the role it played in the region. 43. Almadén. Almadén, a town in Spain's Ciudad Real province, has a long history shaped by its mercury mines. These mines have been active since Roman times and were once the largest source of mercury in the world. The Minas de Almadén is the most significant site in town. A guided tour takes you underground into the old mining tunnels where you can see how miners worked in different conditions to extract mercury. Above ground, the mining park preserves machinery that played a crucial role in the town's economy. Mining in Almadén also had a harsh side. The Real Cárcel de Forzados, built in the 18th century, was used to imprison those sentenced to forced labor in the mines. The building still stands, offering a look into the difficult conditions these prisoners endured. 42. Fermoselle. Fermoselle, a town in Spain's Zamora province, has a long medieval history that can still be seen in its streets and architecture. The main square, Plaza Mayor, is a lively spot where you can take in the surroundings and experience the town's character. One of the most recognizable landmarks is the Church of Santa María la Mayor. Inside, religious art and architectural details add to its significance, giving you a closer look at the town's heritage. Beyond its historical sites, Fermoselle is surrounded by the natural beauty of Douro Natural Park. The park is filled with trails along the Douro River, making it a great place for hiking or a peaceful walk. 41. Villafranca del Bierzo. Villafranca del Bierzo is a town in Spain's León province. Known as León's Little Compostela, it was a place where pilgrims found rest and care. One of the most prominent landmarks is the castle of the Marquis of Villafranca. Built in the 15th century, this fortress stands over the town with its stone walls and towers. Nearby, the Collegiate Church of Santa Maria showcases Romanesque architecture. The detailed stonework and quiet interior give a sense of its long-standing presence. The Church of Santiago holds special meaning with countless travelers having passed through its doors over the years. Attending a service or standing within its walls offers a connection to the many who have walked this path before. 40. Valverde de los Arroyos. Valverde de los Arroyos is a quiet village in Castilla-La Mancha, Spain, where the houses have a unique look. They're made from gneiss stone, which makes the dark slate shine a little in the light. As you move through the village, the first spot that catches your attention might be Plaza de María Cristina, paved with stone and surrounded by homes built in the same traditional style. Just a short walk away is the Church of San Ildefonso. Built in the 1800s, it stands as a strong example of the area's traditional building style. To learn more about how people lived here in earlier times, the Ethnographic Museum is a helpful stop. Inside, you can see tools used for farming, a traditional kitchen, and a large display about the village's textile trade. The Chorreras de Despeñalagua waterfall is one of the most well-known spots nearby, creating a peaceful scene that's worth the walk. If you want a wider view, you can continue your hike up to Osejong Peak, giving you a clear look at the natural beauty all around. 39. Logroño. Logroño is a lively city in northern Spain, sitting along the Ebro River, one of the country's most important waterways. Near the river, Ebro Park provides a relaxing escape with tree-lined paths and open green spaces. Here, you can take a quiet walk or sit by the river and enjoy the scenery. Moving from the river into the heart of Logroño, the Cathedral of Santa María de la Redonda stands out with its twin Baroque towers and detailed facade. Inside, you can see an image attributed to Michelangelo, providing a peaceful atmosphere. A short walk away, the Cubo del Rebellín connects the present with Logroño's medieval past. This fort, once part of the old city walls, gives a glimpse into the city's defenses. Walking along the remaining walls shows how Logroño was once protected and how it's changed over time. 38. Jerez de los Caballeros. Jerez de los Caballeros is a town in southwestern Spain enclosed by Moorish walls that once served as a defense system. At the center of the town, Plaza de España is a gathering spot surrounded by historic buildings, an ideal place to take a break and appreciate the atmosphere. The town has several churches with distinct architectural styles, like the Church of San Bartolomé, that stands out with its elaborate Baroque design. Nearby, the Church of Santa María de la Encarnación has elements from different periods, showing how the town developed over time. 37. Carmona. Carmona is a town in southern Spain with a rich history with its well-preserved buildings. The Puerta de Sevilla stands as one of the town's most striking landmarks. This massive gate once served as the main entrance, welcoming traders and travelers for centuries. Beyond the gate, the Alcázar de la Puerta de Sevilla tells the story of the town's past. This fortress played a key role in protecting Carmona. Walking along the ramparts, you can take in a view that stretches across the town. Further into Carmona, the Iglesia de Santa María la Mayor stands on the site of a former mosque with detailed altarpieces and stained glass, creating a space that highlights the town's religious history while offering a peaceful place to appreciate its beauty. 36. Beguet. Beguet is a quiet medieval village in the province of Girona, Spain. Walking through the narrow cobblestone streets, you'll notice stone houses with wooden balconies, each detail reflecting the village's traditional character. At the center of Beguet, San Cristofol Church stands as a 12th century Romanesque structure that has remained well preserved over the years. Its tall bell tower rises above the rooftops, and the detailed stone carvings on its exterior highlight the craftsmanship of its time. A short walk from the church leads to the medieval stone bridge that crosses the Yerca River. This structure has stood for centuries, connecting different parts of the village while providing some of the best views of the area. 35. Mondoñedo. Mondoñedo, a town in Spain's Lugo province, rests in a valley surrounded by the northern foothills of the Cantabrian Mountains. Its quiet streets are lined with well-preserved historic buildings that reflect centuries of tradition and culture. At the center, Mondoñedo Cathedral stands as the most recognizable landmark that holds intricate details that highlight its long-standing importance. Inside, the chapels feature detailed altarpieces, and the museum displays religious art and artifacts that provide a deeper look into its past. Just outside, Plaza de Catedral spreads in front of the cathedral, surrounded by historic buildings that give the square a timeless feel, allowing you to take in the town's atmosphere. Moving beyond the square, the old quarter presents narrow streets lined with stone buildings. 34. Castro Urdiales. Castro Urdiales is a coastal town in Cantabria, Spain, with historic landmarks. The old town is filled with narrow paths, where traditional buildings line the way, creating a lively yet relaxed atmosphere. The town's coastline is a major attraction, with the Playa de Brazomar stretching along the coast, with plenty of space to enjoy the ocean. Closer to the center, Playa de Ostende provides a quieter spot with easy access to nearby cafes and restaurants. Along the waterfront, Castillo de San Vicente stands as a reminder of the town's medieval past. This 13th century fortress offers panoramic views of the bay, making it a popular stop for anyone exploring the area. Not far from the castle, Iglesia de Santa María de la Asunción stands with its towering arches and detailed stonework. This Gothic church reflects the town's architectural heritage and remains one of its most recognizable landmarks. If you're interested in early history, Museo de la Prehistoria de Cantabria displays prehistoric artifacts that provides insight into the region's past, showing the long history that shaped Castro Urdiales into what it is today. 33. Osuna. Osuna, a town in the Andalusia region of Spain, was founded by the Romans in the 2nd century BC. Over time, different civilizations shaped its architecture, creating a town filled with grand buildings and well-preserved structures. One of the most notable landmarks is the Colegiata Church, a Renaissance-style religious site with an ornate interior featuring detailed altarpieces and artwork. Nearby, Calle San Pedro is lined with Baroque palaces, earning its recognition as one of the most beautiful streets in Europe. Osuna has also gained attention in television history. The Osuna Bull Ring, built in 1904, became widely known after being featured in the TV series Game of Thrones. The town's connection to the show continues at the Municipal Museum, where the Fuego y Hielo room displays props, costumes, and photographs from the production. Beyond its well-known sites, the Convent of La Encarnación provides a peaceful setting with a courtyard that reflects traditional Spanish architecture. Nearby, at Finca Herriza de la Lobilla, you can walk through olive groves, learn about olive oil production, and take part in a tasting session. 32. Estella. Estella, also called Lizarra in Basque, is a town in northern Spain's Navarra region with a long history. It was once known as Estella the Beautiful because of its well-preserved architecture. The Pilgrim's Bridge, one of the town's most well-known landmarks, has carried travelers across its stone arches for centuries. Walking through the bridge gives you an idea of the journey taken by countless travelers over time. The Palace of the Kings of Navarre, a 12th century Romanesque structure, is one of the best preserved buildings of its kind in the region. Originally built as a royal residence, it later became home to the Gustavo de Maeztu Museum, where you can see the works of the well-known Basque painter. The Basilica of Our Lady of Puy stands on a hill with a design that makes it one of the most recognizable buildings in Estella. Originally built in the Middle Ages, it was later rebuilt in the 20th century with a neo-Gothic style. Now, I know you're getting excited about all these amazing places to visit, but if you're eager to travel the world to explore new locations, cultures, foods, and much more, while taking a breather from your everyday life, you also know it can cost you quite a lot of money. With the Travel on a Dime ebook, you have the opportunity to make the most out of any place you visit without overspending on your travel budget. From finding the right flights and hotel deals to money-saving tips during your trip, it's the perfect guide to help you travel like a pro, ensuring you have a great experience while saving hundreds of dollars on travel. To get your own copy, all you have to do is click the link in the description below this video. 31. Ribadesella. Ribadesella, a coastal town in northern Spain's Asturias region, is known for its natural beauty. Playa de Santa Marina is one of the town's main highlights, with golden sand and clear waters. Beyond the coastline, the Cueva de Tito Bustillo is a UNESCO-listed cave with prehistoric paintings that have lasted over 14,000 years. A guided tour takes you through the cave's chambers, where you can see these ancient artwork up close and learn about the significance of the site. The Puente del Pilar Bridge crosses the Sella River, offering a different way to take in Ribadesella's surroundings. Walking across the bridge gives you a clear view of the town's colorful buildings and countryside beyond. 30. Alquézar. Alquézar, a small village in the province of Huesca, is recognized as one of Spain's most beautiful places. The village has a medieval charm with its cobblestone streets and historic landmarks that have stood for centuries. The town's layout leads naturally toward its most well-known site, the Collegiate Church of Santa María la Mayor. Originally an Islamic fortress, the church was later converted into a Christian place of worship. Inside, the museum holds religious artifacts that tell stories of the past. Nearby, the castle of Alquézar stands on a rocky outcrop, reminding you of the town's strategic importance in the 11th century. The fortress plays a major role in the region's defense, and walking along its ancient walls gives a sense of its history. Beyond the village, the Vero River Canyon stretches through the area, shaped by the river cutting through limestone rock over time. Well-marked trails guide you through the natural scenery, and the river provides a cool and refreshing stop along the way. 29. Zumaya. Zumaya is a coastal town in Spain's Basque Country. The town is known for the Fleisch Cliffs, a geological formation that reveals more than 60 million years of Earth's history. These layered rock formations stretch along the coastline, showing the effects of time through their unique patterns. At the base of these cliffs, Itzurun Beach provides a dramatic contrast where golden sand meets the deep blue waters of the Bay of Biscay. The waves attract surfers, while the calm shoreline makes it a great place to swim or relax on the sand. When the tide goes out, rock pools appear along the shore, revealing natural formations that are hidden when the water rises. Above the coastline, San Telmo Chapel stands on the cliff's edge, offering one of the best panoramic views in the area. The small white chapel has become a well-known landmark, not just for its design, but for its connection to the surrounding scenery. 28. Ujué. Ujué is a small town in northern Spain, known for its medieval charm. Recognized as one of the most beautiful villages in Spain, it holds a deep sense of history, shaped by its religious sites and remains of past fortifications. The sanctuary of Santa Maria de Uhué stands at the highest point of the town. This fortified church is a national monument, known for its Romanesque sculpture of the Virgin Mary inside. Around the church, narrow stone streets wind through the town, leading past centuries-old houses. These paths were originally designed for defense, but today they offer a quiet way to experience Uhué. Beyond the main square and church, the ruins of the Castillazo stand as a reminder of an unfinished vision. This site was once a castle, but now the remains offer an interesting place to explore. 27. Morella. Morella is a town in Spain's Castellón province, known for its well-preserved stone buildings and fortified walls that have stood for centuries. Morella's medieval walls still enclose much of the town. They stretch across the hills, showing how the town defended itself in earlier times. At the highest point, Castel de Morella dominates the area with its stone walls that hold centuries of history. Walking through its remains, you can see how it once protected the town. Below the castle, the Iglesia Arciprestal de Santa Maria de la Mayor adds another layer of history. Built in the 14th century, this Gothic church has intricate carvings and detailed frescoes that reflect the town's religious heritage. Nearby, the Convento de San Francesc, a 13th century convent now used as a museum, provides another look into Morella's past. Its exhibits focus on different aspects of the town's history, giving more insight into its traditions and the people who live there. 26. Taramundi. Taramundi, a historic village in northern Spain, declared a historic artistic site in 1989, the village has preserved its stone houses and green hills. Within Taramundi, the Mill Museum of Manzanoyo features a collection of ancient water mills, showing how they once played a crucial role in daily life. Nearby, the ethnographic zone Os Tejoes provides a closer look at traditional Asturian culture, with well-preserved homes, farming tools, and local crafts. While La Rectoral, a former rectory, offers wide views of the countryside, making it a great place to take in the scenery. Close by, the Taramundi Knife Museum focuses on another important tradition, showing the craftsmanship behind the village's famous handmade knives, a skill passed down through generations. 25. Calatayud. Calatayud, a town in the province of Zaragoza in Aragon, Spain, stands out for its unique mudéjar architecture. One of the most well-known landmarks is the Colegiata de Santa Maria, a beautifully built church. Just a short walk away, the Museo Municipal de Calatayud holds artifacts that trace the town's development from the Iberian and Roman periods to more recent times that provide insight into the daily life and traditions of past generations. 24. Sigüenza. Sigüenza is a town filled with history, standing on a hill in the province of Guadalajara, Spain. The town's medieval character remains strong, with fortified walls and architectural landmarks that reflect its long past. At the center of Sigüenza is its grand cathedral, a striking example of Gothic architecture. The detailed interior and towering main altar make it one of the most impressive buildings in the town. Close to the cathedral, Sigüenza Castle stands as a reminder of its medieval defenses built in the 12th century. The fortress now operates as a Parador Hotel, providing a wide view of the surrounding countryside. Beyond the castle, the Collegiate Church of Santa Maria la Mayor adds another layer of history with its Renaissance-style architecture and carefully preserved frescoes, highlighting the town's deep artistic and religious heritage. 23. Luarca. Luarca, known as the White Villa of the Green Coast, is a small town in northern Spain. Throughout the town, you will see large homes built by the Indianos, locals who moved to the Americas and later returned with wealth. Their detailed facades and bright colors make them stand out among the smaller buildings. The harbor is the center of activity, with fishing boats moving in and out throughout the day. Walking along the quays, you can watch the boats or take a boat trip along the coast, offering a different perspective. A walk to the Faro de Luarca, the town's lighthouse, offers a clear view of the coastline. 22. Guadix. Guadix, a historic town in southern Spain, has been home to human settlements since prehistoric times. One of its most distinctive features is the cave dwellings, where people have lived for generations. The cave neighborhoods have a quiet charm, with whitewashed facades and winding paths leading to homes. Some of these caves have been turned into museums, where you can learn about their history, construction, and how they continue to be lived in today. The town also has historical sites that highlight different periods of its past, like the Alcázaba of Guadix, a fortress from the 11th century that still stands with its thick walls and towers overlooking the town. Nearby, Guadix Cathedral stands on the site of a former mosque, reflecting the architectural changes the town has experienced. The cathedral's design has detailed stonework and high ceilings that create a quiet and impressive space. 21. Trujillo. Trujillo is a town in western Spain's Extremadura region. Its position made it a key stronghold for centuries, and its streets reflect the wealth brought back from the Spanish conquest of the Americas. At the center of Trujillo is Plaza Mayor, the town's main square, surrounded by historic buildings with stone facades that showcase detailed craftsmanship. Walking through the square, you can take in the town's unique character. Moving uphill, Castillo de Trujillo stands as one of the town's most imposing landmarks. This medieval fortress was built on ancient Moorish foundations and served as a strong defensive position for centuries. A short walk from the castle, the Church of Santa Maria la Mayor rises above the old town. Its Gothic design stands out with intricate stonework and tall arched windows. Inside, the detailed carvings and vaulted ceilings show the skill of the craftsmen who built it. 20. Antequera. Antequera is a town in southern Spain with a past that stretches back to the Bronze Age. Walking through its well-preserved center, you'll see structures that reflect the different civilizations that shaped it. One of the most remarkable places is the dolmens of Antequera. These massive stone tombs were constructed thousands of years ago with remarkable precision. The Menga dolmen, one of the largest in Europe, has a vast chamber supported by enormous stone slabs. Nearby, the Viera dolmen features a long corridor leading to a burial chamber, offering a glimpse into ancient burial traditions. The Tolos of El Romeral stands out with its beehive-shaped design, adding another layer to the mystery of these prehistoric sites. Moving from prehistoric wonders to medieval strength, the Alcázaba of Antequera dominates the town from a hill. Built during the Islamic period, this fortress once served as a powerful military outpost. Below the fortress, the Royal Collegiate Church of Santa Maria la Mayor highlights a later period of Antequera's history. Inside, the combination of different styles makes the space feel larger and more intricate, showing the artistic changes of its time. 19. Arcos de la Frontera. Arcos de la Frontera stands high above the Guadalete River Gorge, offering some of the most striking views in Andalusia. Walking through the old town, you'll notice colorful flowers hanging from balconies, and each turn brings something new. At the highest point of Arcos, Castillo de Arcos dominates the skyline. This medieval castle once served as a fortress, protecting the town from invaders. Today, its walls and towers provide wide views of the countryside. Close to the castle, Basilica de Santa Maria de la Asunción stands out. Its detailed facade and ornate interior reflect the long history of Arcos, making it a place where every part of the structure tells a story. Nearby, Iglesia de San Pedro stands at the edge of the cliff, giving an even clearer view of the Guadalete River Gorge. A short walk away, Plaza del Cabildo is surrounded by historic buildings to enjoy the surroundings and watch daily life at a steady pace. 18. Cazorla. Cazorla, a town in the province of Jaén, Spain, sits at an elevation of 2,743 feet on the western slopes of the Sierra de Cazorla mountain range. One of the most well-known places in the area is the Natural Park of Sierras de Cazorla, Segura y Las Villas. It is the largest protected area in Spain and the second largest in Europe. The Guadalquivir River begins its course in this park, adding to the area's natural beauty. The river is a great place for kayaking and canoeing. Beyond nature, La Hiedra Castle stands on a hill overlooking the town. Its ruins give a glimpse into its role as a strategic stronghold. Walking through its remains, you can explore what is left of the defensive walls. 17. Priego de Córdoba. Priego de Córdoba, in the southeastern part of Córdoba province, is known for its historic and architectural beauty. Its old town, Barrio de la Villa, has narrow streets lined with whitewashed houses covered in flowers that reflect the town's traditional Andalusian character. Fuente del Rey, a Baroque fountain built in the 16th century and later remodeled, is one of the most striking landmarks. Water flows from 139 jets, creating a relaxing sound as it fills the tiers of the fountain. Nearby, the Church of La Asunción stands out with its Andalusian Baroque architecture, while the Castillo de Priego de Córdoba, a medieval fortress, offers a look at the town's past. The castle's ramparts and defensive towers give a sense of its former strength. 16. La Gomera. La Gomera, one of Spain's Canary Islands, has a rugged terrain shaped by volcanic activity, making it a unique place to explore. San Sebastián de la Gomera is the island's capital with the Torre del Conde, a 15th century fortress that remains one of its most important landmarks. The Church of La Asunción is another key site, as Columbus is said to have prayed there before his voyages. Walking through the historic center, you can see colonial-era buildings and streets that reflect the town's past. Garajonay National Park is one of the most striking areas on the island, home to a rare laurel forest, a type of subtropical cloud forest that once covered much of Europe. The dense trees covered in moss create a cool, misty environment where well-marked trails wind through the landscape. Agulo, a small village surrounded by green hills and terraced fields, stands out with its colorful houses. Here, the Church of San Marcos Evangelista is a highlight, while the Mirador de Abrante, a glass viewing platform built over a cliff, provides a wide view of the surrounding areas. 15. Villa Joyosa. Villa Joyosa, or La Villa Joyosa in Valencian, is a coastal town in the south of Spain's Valencian community. Walking through the old town, you'll see narrow streets lined with buildings that have stood for centuries. As you move toward the waterfront, the well-known colorful houses come into view. Not far from the promenade, Villa Joyosa Central Beach stretches along the coast with soft golden sand and calm waters. Since it's right in the town center, you can easily find places to relax or take a swim, making it an ideal spot to unwind. Villa Joyosa is also known for its chocolate industry, with the Valor chocolate factory being a key attraction. A tour of the factory walks you through the chocolate-making process, from cocoa beans to finished bars. 14. Hondarribia. Hondarribia, also called Fuenterribia in Spanish, is a coastal town in Spain's Basque Country with a strong historical presence. Its old town is enclosed by medieval walls that have stood for centuries. The Plaza de Armas, the town's main square, is a central gathering place, where the castle of Emperor Carlos V dominates the scene. Once a fortress, the castle has been transformed into a Parador hotel, while keeping its original stone structure intact. A short walk away, the Iglesia de Santa María de la Asunción stands with its Gothic Renaissance architecture, adding to the town's historical charm. Moving beyond the walls, the town opens up to the waterfront, where Hondarribia Beach stretches along the Bidasoa River. This sandy shore offers a place to relax, where you can sunbathe on the soft sand or take part in water activities. 13. Ainsa. Ainsa, a small town in the province of Huesca, Aragon, is one of Spain's most well-preserved medieval villages. Recognized as a historic artistic site, it maintains its original charm with stone buildings and landmarks that reflect its past. Walking through the old town, you can follow cobbled pathways that lead to traditional houses with flower-filled balconies. At the center of the town is Plaza Mayor, a wide open square surrounded by medieval buildings. Not far from here, Ainsa Castle stands as one of the most prominent structures in town. Built in the 11th century, its well-preserved walls and towers provide a clear view of the area. Inside, the castle's museum shares the history of the region, adding depth to the experience. A short walk from the main square leads to the Collegiate Church of Santa Maria, one of the most important buildings in Ainsa. The detailed stonework on its facade draws attention, and inside, the peaceful atmosphere highlights the craftsmanship of the era. 12. Olvera. Olvera, a village in the province of Cádiz, Andalusia, is known for its whitewashed houses and narrow streets that reflect its deep-rooted history. Walking through Olvera, you can see how its Moorish and medieval influences are still present in its architecture and streets. The Arab castle stands at the highest point of the village, built in the 12th century. The stone walls and towers have been well preserved, allowing you to walk through history as you explore the site. Close to the castle, the Church of Our Lady of the Incarnation stands out with its Baroque-style architecture. Built in the 18th century on the site of a former mosque, the church represents an important chapter in Olvera's past. The Villa district is another part of Olvera where its past is still visible. As you walk through, you'll find small plazas and whitewashed homes with colorful flowers that gives a sense of how life has remained unchanged for centuries. 11. Tossa de Mar. Tossa de Mar, a coastal town in Catalonia, Spain, sits on the southern edge of the Costa Brava. One of its most well-preserved sites is Villavella, the only remaining medieval walled town on the Catalan coast, providing clear views of the Mediterranean and the town below. The three main towers offer different perspectives, with Joanna's Tower standing out as one of the most impressive. From there, you can continue to the site of the Old Tosa Castle, where a lighthouse now stands, providing even more stunning views of the coastline. Nearby, Playa Grande stretches along the waterfront, offering a sandy retreat right in front of the town. The clear blue waters makes it a great place to cool off after exploring the medieval streets, where you can relax under the sun or walk along the promenade. 10. Comillas. Comillas, a coastal town in northern Spain's Cantabria region, is known for its historic sites and unique architecture. The town's historic center has narrow streets lined with traditional houses that lead to Plaza Corro Campios. This square is a lively spot where you can sit at an outdoor cafe and take in the atmosphere. One of the most well-known landmarks is El Capricho de Gaudí. This building stands out with its colorful ceramic tiles and stained glass windows. Nearby, Soberellano Palace adds another layer of architectural interest. Built in the 19th century, the palace has a striking neo-Gothic design. The coast is another highlight of Comillas. Comillas Beach has golden sand and clear waters, making it a good place to relax. The promenade runs along the shoreline, providing an easy path to walk while taking in the views of the sea and the surrounding area. 9. Besalú. Besalú, a medieval town in Catalonia's Garrotxa region, is filled with well-preserved architecture that reflect its long history. Recognized as a historical national property in 1966, it remains one of Spain's most remarkable medieval towns. The Romanesque bridge, known as Pont Vell, is one of the most striking landmarks. Built in the 12th century, it stretches across the Fluvia River with 7 arches and fortified towers. One of the first places you'll come across is the Monastery of Sant Pere, a former Benedictine monastery built in 1003. The church still retains much of its original Romanesque design, with its solid stone walls and simple but impressive structure. 8. Setenil de las Bodegas. Setenil de las Bodegas, a town in the province of Cádiz, Andalusia, stands out for how its buildings are built into the cliffs along the Trejo River. Walking through the town, you can see how the streets adapt to the rocky surroundings. Calle Cuevas de la Sombra and Calle Cuevas del Sol are two of the most well-known streets, each shaped by the cliffs. Calle Cuevas de la Sombra stays shady under the rock, while Calle Cuevas del Sol remains bright and open. Beyond the cave houses, Castillo de Setenil stands above the town, once serving as a defensive stronghold during the 12th century. Today, you can explore its remains, including the Torreón del Homenaje, the best preserved part of the fortress. Near the castle is the Church of Nuestra Señora de la Encarnación, built in the 15th century. Inside, you can see religious artifacts and artworks that highlight the town's history and unique character. 7. Cudillero. Cudillero is a small fishing village along the northern coast of Spain, where colorful houses stack against steep cliffs overlooking the Cantabrian Sea. The harbor is where most of the daily activity takes place. Walking along the quays, you can take in the scent of the sea and the sight of the boats gently swaying in the water. A short walk from the harbor leads to Plaza de la Marina, the main square where people gather throughout the day. For a higher view of the coastline, the walk up to Faro de Cudillero, the village's lighthouse, offers a change of perspective. The path winds through steep streets before reaching the top, where the open sea stretches far beyond the shore. 6. San Juan de Gaztelugatxe. San Juan de Gaztelugatxe is a rocky islet off the coast of the Bay of Biscay. The journey starts with a narrow stone bridge that connects the islet to the mainland. The bridge leads to a steep staircase with 241 steps that winds up the rocky slope. With each step, the coastline unfolds, revealing cliffs and open water that seem to go on forever. At the top, a small hermitage dedicated to John the Baptist stands as a reminder of the site's long history. Over time, fires and battles have damaged it, but each time it has been rebuilt. Nearby, the Bay of Biscay spreads out endlessly, with waves crashing against the rocks below. 5. Frigiliana. Frigiliana stands in the hills of Andalusia, a village known for its whitewashed buildings. Recognized as one of Spain's most beautiful villages, it draws you in with its charm. The old town, called Barrio Mudéjar, is filled with winding alleys, where every turn leads to another quiet corner or an open plaza. El Ingenio, a 16th century Renaissance palace, is another landmark that stands out, operating as a sugarcane factory. The building itself is an impressive sight, and stepping inside offers a closer look at how sugar has been made here for centuries. Nearby, the Archaeological Museum presents artifacts that highlight different civilizations that once lived in this area. Some of the best spots in Frigiliana are quieter and tucked away from the main streets, like the Fuente Vieja, an old fountain that has been a source of fresh spring water for generations. 4. Zahara de la Sierra. Zahara de la Sierra is a white village with whitewashed houses in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada in southern Spain. The Plaza de España, the village's main square, is a central spot where you can enjoy local food and watch daily life unfold. The village sits on a hill leading up to the remains of Zahara Castle at the highest point. The castle, though in ruins, played a key role during the Reconquista, when battles shaped the region's history. Beyond the village, the Embalse de Zahara El Gastor reservoir stands out in the distance. Its deep blue waters stretch toward the horizon. Walking trails surround the reservoir, providing different vantage points to take in the views. 3. Albarracin. Albarracin is a historic town in eastern Spain's Teruel province, known for its well-preserved medieval architecture. It's been recognized as one of Spain's most beautiful villages, so walking through the old town, you'll come across the Plaza Mayor, where the town hall stands. The town's defensive history is most evident in the walls of Albarracin, which have stood since the 10th century. These imposing fortifications surround the old town and offer some of the best views in the area. Beyond the walls, Albarracin Castle overlooks the town from a hilltop. Though much of it now lies in ruins, its presence still shapes the skyline. Exploring the remains, you can see remnants of its once powerful defenses. Not far from the castle, the Cathedral of El Salvador adds to the town's historic character, built in the 16th century. Inside, the Dijkhuizen Museum holds a collection of Flemish tapestries showcasing intricate designs from that era. 2. Cadaqués. Cadaqués sits along the Cap de Creus Peninsula in Catalonia, Spain. Its remote location has helped maintain a unique character. One of the most well-known attractions is the Salvador Dalí House Museum, which provides a closer look at the life and work of Salvador Dalí. Cadaqués also has historical landmarks that stand out, like the Church of Santa Maria, built in the 17th century. Inside, the Baroque altarpiece is an impressive feature. Outside the town, Cap de Creus Natural Park offers trails that take you through different terrains. At the farthest edge, the Cap de Creus Lighthouse marks the easternmost point of mainland Spain, standing as a reminder of the untouched nature that surrounds Cadaqués. 1. Ronda. Ronda stands high above the cliffs of Andalusia, Spain, shaped by the deep El Tajo Gorge. The Puente Nuevo is one of Ronda's most recognized landmarks. Completed in the 18th century after more than 40 years of construction, this massive bridge connects the older and newer parts of the city. Not far from the bridge, the Plaza de Toros de Ronda stands as one of Spain's oldest and most respected bull rings. Inside, a museum highlights the history of bullfighting and Ronda's influence on the sport. Another part of Ronda's history can be seen at the Palacio de Mondragón, the former residence of the Moorish king Abu Melek. Its courtyards and gardens provide a quiet space to take in views of the countryside. If you're looking for any tips to enhance your own personal travel and help you manage your travel budget more effectively, click the link in the description. And remember to like and subscribe to help our channel grow.